Hey, kia ora. Helen Branson here, coming to you live from Sun City in Arizona. Hope you're having a super fantastic, sparkling day. Please excuse my appearance. I have been very busy today. Have not had a chance to take a shower yet, or get changed, or anything like that. Still have to walk the dog. But as you can see, I have part of my new background up. So this is my. Somebody said to me, "You got the purple there, which looks great, but why doesn't it sparkle?" And I said, "Because at the time I couldn't find anything that sparkled, but now I have." And I have another panel over here. I still have this piece here to put up, but I can't put this piece up until Monday because I need these hooks that I can hook onto the bottom of the cabinet that swivel down, and then I can hook the grommets over the for the drapes over. And I also have to cut the length too because they're like 84-inch long ones, I think. Yeah, I think they're 72 or 84. I can't remember which. But the ones directly behind me have to be cut. The long panel has to be cut. It barely touches Zeffie's bowl, but I don't want her to look like getting scared of that thing waving in her face or whatever. So, excuse me, I want to get that all trimmed. But what do you think of the new background? Isn't that awesome? I got the, I actually took the balance off. So if you're looking at this window, this piece is gone along with the piece across the top, and down the other side is gone from the window behind me. So I got that off today. I have to tell you, that was a trip doing that one. And I also got the headboard off today too. And I wasn't sure how to do it. And I was watching all these different videos in RVs, removing headboards. And some of them were like popping these little buttons off and then undoing the screws that were behind the buttons. I thought, well, that's a cool idea, but I have no buttons. And so then they were talking about things being across the bottom. So I thought, let me go in and have a look and see what's going on here. And when you're looking at the head of the bed on the left-hand side, which is the side I sleep on, I had noticed that it had gotten a little loose on that corner. So I thought, and I couldn't see anything along the bottom of the headboard. And so I thought, well, let me pull on it and see what happens. And I started pulling on it, and the thing just came off. And all that was holding it up there were just these little nails that were about this long and really, really, really thin nails. And I was like, well, that was easy. I needed my little button. That was easy. And it just came off. And so I brought it out here, and I got a pair of pliers and pulled all the nails out that were sticking up. It's sitting by the door along with the valance ready to go to the dumpster. So I got that done. And then I was reading the instructions on putting the foam up. And I have to wait until Monday night or Tuesday. Hey, sweetie girl. No, it's in your crate. Go look in your crate. It's not here. It's in your crate. She's looking for her strip of rawhide, but I buried it in her crate. So Monday, I've got on order the fabric I'm putting over the foam. Because when I was reading all the instructions and stuff, I thought, yeah, I knew I was going to need fabric over it. So I'm not even going to attempt to put it up right now until I get the fabric to go over it. And so I've got these really cool drapes coming that have this sort of like galaxy scene on it. And so I can go stargazing at night. And have industrial strength double-sided tape to put it up against the foam just to tape the stuff on. I have to figure out how to get around the lamps that are there as well. So I've still got a bit of work to do in the bedroom on that, but at least the headboard's off the... Thank you for the slobster. This is her slobster roll. Have I shown you her slobster roll? And it has a really big... From here down to here is all squeaker. It's got a big squeaker in it. You should see the look on her face. I've got and I've got this drape up here is very delicately balanced because I couldn't find the hooks. I thought I had the hooks and I couldn't find them, and so I've still got to find the hooks. And I've got one cupboard above my recliner that's literally everything in the cupboard is sitting on my recliner right now because I was just pulling stuff out of there looking. Zeffie girl, not at the moment, okay? Not right now. Because I was looking for these extra hooks, and I thought, I know I've got them somewhere, but can't find them. And so I pulled everything out, and I thought, well, while it's all out, I'm going to reorganize it when I put it back in. But tonight's topic is say yes. Say yes. Just say yes, and then figure it out. Richard Branson has a couple of really cool quotes that I absolutely love. They're from his book, Finding My Virginity, the new autobiography. And one of them is, if someone offers you an amazing opportunity, but you're not sure you can do it, say yes, then learn how to do it later. And there was one that he had earlier, I think it was just like, say yes, then figure it out, even if you don't know how to do it, which is kind of cool. And then another one he says is life is a lot more fun when you say yes. It's amazing how that one little word can lead you to an incredible adventure. Um, I love I love reading about Richard Branson's life, reading his autobiographies and stuff, because just the whole say yes attitude. And that's what I've done this weekend. It's sort of like, okay, we're going to get this done. Yes, we need to change the headboard. Yes, we need to change out the backdrop. Yes, we're going to do it this weekend. How am I going to do it? I don't know. I didn't even know how how I was going to get the valance off. I had to like get in there at a flashlight. It was really difficult because when I took the plain purple curtain down, and I've got a use for those purple. I'm recycling the purple curtains too. I thought, well, this is what I have to do. So now I have to figure out how to do it all. But it hasn't been that difficult to figure out like how to get the valance off. There were 3 screws holding it up top, 2 down the bottom. In fact, if you look in the picture, you can see one right here. They have these screws at the bottom of these valances. You just unscrew that, and it takes this piece off, which is still attached to the valance. And then there's screws at even points across a piece of board that you just undo those screws. But on this one, we would have to remove the blind first. This one, the blind broke, so that was easy to fix, to get off there. But and then I was like, how can I reuse these purple drapes, because they're really good thermal blackout drapes. And I keep looking up at my front window, and my front window is really big. It's like 4 or 5 feet tall. It's like 8 feet across. It's a very big space. I actually have a piece of Reflectix, which is a silver, a bubble wrap, but with silver on either side with the bubbles in the middle. It's meant to be good for blocking out light as well as blocking the sun out. And it does work very well. But I have found from watching, excuse me, I've got dust everywhere, from watching RV owners and their videos on the Reflectix about how they make them they supercharge the Reflectix by putting a dark fabric on the front. Then you have the Reflectix behind it, and then you have like batten that you use in quilting, and then you have cardboard behind that, and you make it like a pillow thing, and you make it to fit the window perfectly. And I was looking at that, and how can I do that? And I remembered I have a piece of Reflectix down in my locker that exactly fits that window. And I thought, well, I now have these purple drapes that I could use as the fabric on the outside, and then I've got the Reflectix. And then I thought, well, hang on, I have a problem. I have a puppy who likes to look out the front window, but I also at the same time want to protect, because there's the front glass, and then there's a gap. Well, there's actually a gap starts about this, and then it drops out to about this far, towards the top, which is where the overhead cabinets are, which is where the electronics are, like the DVD player, the Fire Stick, the TV. And those 2 cupboards there get very, very hot. And remember, that's a south-facing window, so it's going to get sun all day. And so now I was like, okay, I'm going to have to figure this out. I'm definitely going to do something. So what I've come up with is a plan. And the plan is to get out my piece of Reflectix, and then to cut a piece at the front from the passenger side, cut a piece across and down that comes out, that won't be part of the main piece. Because I currently have a piece of Reflectix that just folds up. It's a concertina Reflectix, and it doesn't go all the way up though. It's only 3 foot tall. It's still a couple of feet shy, and so it doesn't go all the way up. And so I thought, well, how can I fix this? So because I want to protect the cabinets up top, but at the same time I don't want to block Zeffy's view all the time. And so then I thought, well, if I get the main sheet of Reflectix, cut that little piece out, so you've got this big rectangle, cut this piece out where it's big enough that if she's laying there or sitting, she's able to see out the window still. And then I can use the concertina piece of Reflectix. I can use that as the door or the window for the main piece. And because then that will fit that perfectly. And then I can just slide it across or slide it back. So I've now got this plan. And I was like, yes. It's like all coming together. And I can still use the purple fabric to even cover the door for her little window that she's going to be able to look out and things like that. So I've been wanting to do stuff in the RV for ages, as far as decor and all of that goes, and so now I've finally said. So finally, it was like enough. It's like it's time to say yes and then get it in. Hey, sweetie, and get it done. But when you say yes to things, amazing things happen. I mean, whether you know how you're going to do something or not, I don't know. I have fixed the bed up for you, so you can go back to the bed now. She wouldn't. She wouldn't go in the bed after I brought the headboard out. She wouldn't go in the bedroom. She went in and had a look and turned around and walked back out again. Hasn't been back in since. She doesn't realize that I've remade the bed and her area for her, and the big fans in there too. So I've remade the bed. Go check out the bed. You checked out the bedroom. Go get some rest because we'll go for a walk after this. Okay? And she's just sitting there getting the loving. She's got her front half up on the seat and the back half on the floor, and just getting lots of loving. She wants her slobster. But yeah, when you say yes, amazing. Hello, you're going to come join us. Hey, you're going to put your head up so they can see you. Put your head up. Head up. There you go. Now they can see you. Come. But when you say yes, amazing things happen. Like, for example, my big one. I didn't even say welcome to the podcast. It's day 1116. So back in July of 2019, Casey challenged me to do a Facebook Live every day for a year. And I just looked and went, okay. He said, I'm going to give you a challenge. I went, okay. And he said, this is what I want you to do. And he said, I want you to do a Facebook Live every day for a year about living in an RV. I went, okay. And it wasn't until later on that what he'd actually said sunk in. And I was like, oh, crap. I got to do a Facebook Live every day for 365 days. Crap. And then I looked at the calendar and I went, double crap, because 2020 was a leap year. So he got 366 days out of me. I was like, darn him. But I thought, I said yes. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know what I'm going to talk about, but we'll figure it out as we go. And we're still figuring, we're 1,116 days later, and we're still figuring it out because we started on the 1st of August, 2019. I'm still figuring it out. It's gone through a lot of, if you look at some of the earlier ones and some of the ones in the middle and some of the later ones, there's been a lot of changes over the last 3 years of doing these, the Facebook Lives, which have now turned into doing the podcasts. So I said yes, no idea how I was going to do it, and started doing it. And then when Casey told me to take a look at my business, but to zoom out and take a look at the bigger picture, I went, okay, not realizing how big that picture was going to get. It's been an amazing adventure so far. And then it was sort of like, okay, I've got to start this business. Yep, I'm going to start the business. Yes, I'm going to start the business. Yes, I'm going to start the business. I'm going to start the business. I'm going to start the business. So like, let's do it. Okay. So every time, she's in such a playful mode right now. It's okay. I'll look after it. Oh, you want to trade? No, I'm not going to trade right now because I don't need the. Okay, we'll put it there under my leg. There you go. It's safe now. And so a lot of the stuff that I have done over the last few years, and even when Brad was alive, something was suggested we do, and we went, okay. And then I remember sometimes our drives home from our mastermind groups, Brad was just, well, how are we going to do that? And I go, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But there has been so many times that we have said yes, and we've sat in the car on the way home because we have, like a 2 to 3 hour drive home from LA down to San Diego. And we'll be like, well, how are we going to do that? And I'm like, no clue. Well, then why did you say yes? I said, well, you say yes and figure it out. And Brad would just look at me like, shouldn't you figure it out first? And I says, no, because if I go and figure it out first, it'll never get done. If I say yes, the doors of possibilities open, opportunities open. When you say yes to something, somebody asks you, you get challenged to do something. They say, hey, we've got this amazing opportunity, and you go, yes. There's also a good book called The Year of Yes, I think it is. It's by the woman Chandra, who can't think of her last name, but she created Grey's Anatomy, Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder, those TV series. Shondaland. So she came out with all of that, and that was from a year of saying yes, because apparently she used to say no a lot. And I remember from the audiobook how her sister said, you always say no to everything. And so for a year she vowed she would say yes, even if she didn't want to do something, she would still say yes. and how her life transformed that year because she said yes to different opportunities and things. And had she said no, we wouldn't have Grey's Anatomy, we wouldn't have Scandal, we wouldn't have How to Get Away with Murder and all those other programs that she has come up with since then. So see what happens when you say yes. The possibilities are endless. And so a lot of the time over the last 8 years that I've been part of the mastermind group is, we get challenged to do things, we get suggested to do things, and then you go, yes. Now, I did push back on doing email marketing and until I was at a workshop of a friend of Casey's. And when I told him I'd been to this workshop and I'd actually sent out an email campaign, he was like, you did what? I said, well, I know you've been telling me for years, but I just wasn't in a place to hear it. And so when you say yes, and then you go figure it out, it's an incredible feeling. I kept thinking this week, I was like, yeah, I could do that this weekend. Well, if I don't do it this weekend, when am I going to do it? And so this morning we got up, we went showered, dressed, breakfast, went for our walk, came back. And the first thing I did before I sat down was I took the purple curtains down from behind me and said to Zeffie, these are not going back up. And she just looked at me and went onto her bed and stayed there. And then about an hour later, I went and pulled the headboard off the bed. And we're kind of committed now to getting this stuff done. But when you say yes, you're putting that vibe out there. It's like the mind is a powerful thing. If you say yes to something, it goes to work. Oh, we're going to do this? Excellent. Let's figure out how to do it. It goes to work. It starts working for you. You keep feeding in information, and you keep that self-development going. You keep doing all of that self-improvement, the self-development, reading the business books, whatever it is that you do, that you learn from, keep doing it. Because now that you've said yes to this over here, it might be several months down the road, it might be a speaking opportunity here, might be a business opportunity over there. But until that comes to fruition, you've said yes, now you got to figure out how to do it. The subconscious side, they said yes, let's get to work. And it's amazing because the subconscious will go to work and you're not even aware that it's working behind the scenes. It's doing a whole lot of work behind the scenes, and all of a sudden things start to happen in your life and you're like, wow, how did this happen? It's because you said yes. You said yes to that opportunity. You said yes to doing that assignment. You said yes to doing that project. You said yes to that business deal. You said yes to, a speaking engagement. You said yes. It's like when I'm asking people to come as guests on the podcast, and I'm like, well, what's it about? And when do I have to be on there? And I'm sort of like, either yes or no. I'm not dilly-dallying around. I'm in yes mode. Because I know incredible things are going to happen. That mind map, it's going to happen. I already know it because I've already said yes. I've said yes, we are going to build this. How am I going to do it? No clue, but I'll figure it out along the way. I've got great mentors that I can ask questions of. I've got a great amount of resources that I can go to and say, help, please. Can you please help me do this? Can you please help me do this? Can you please come on board and help with this? Can you be one of my advisors? Can you be part of my council? Can you be, so I can now, because I have said yes to the business and I have already put it out there that the business is now up and running, or was launched, my brain's now going, okay, we've got the concept, now let's go make it happen. And so there's stuff going on in the subconscious that I have no clue about. And as I am ready to receive that piece, it will come to the light. And it's like, oh, I need to go do this. It's done. Oh, this now happens. But I'll tell you what, because I said yes to that plan, it's like I said to Casey, I said, this thing got massive. It got huge. And I said to him, it didn't really frighten, when I saw how big it was getting or how big it was, I said, it didn't really frighten me. I said, it's done. I said, it is all, I've said yes to it. It's already done. Now I just have to go build it. I've said yes, it's done. Now we've got to catch up. We've got to catch up the dream with the reality. We'll catch up the reality with the, we've said yes. We know that it's done. Now reality has to catch up with the dream. How am I going to do that? No clue. I'll figure it out as I go along. I pay attention to people. I have got a really good, strong team of advisors and mentors and coaches and accountability partners and really good friends who are very supportive friends, supportive family. I have no clue how it's going to happen. I just know I'm going to do it and it's going to get done. It's all because I turned around and said, yes, let's do this. It's done. So what are you saying no to that you could turn around and say yes to? Try it. Try saying yes for a week and see what happens. And once you get into that yes mode, there's a lot of mindset stuff that starts happening in your brain as well. It's like I made the decision that I was Monday through Saturday, okay, except for today because I'm going to put a sparkly top on, put some makeup on, and do my podcast. Sundays, definitely not, because that's my off day. Most Saturdays, yes. As you can see, I've been busy working all day. I just got the last hooks put up here for this drape, like just about an hour, just over an hour ago. Just over an hour ago. And they're meant to sit for an hour before you hook anything up. So I was on a time crunch with that one because I wanted them up before I got on the live. And so it's just, saying yes and then making it happen. And like Richard Branson's in, life is a lot more fun when you say yes. It is amazing how that one little word can lead you to an incredible adventure. So what adventures are you ready to go on that you need to say yes to? Are you open to receiving opportunities and possibilities? Are you open to being teachable and coachable? If you say yes to all of that, then why are you not saying yes to your dreams? Because if you're yes to being open, if you're yes to being uncomfortable, if you're yes to being open to possibilities and opportunities, if you're yes to being coachable and teachable, why are you saying no to your dreams? Answer that question. Oh, my eyes are very bloodshot. It's been a long day. So think on that. If you say yes to opportunities and possibilities, if you're open to possibilities, and repetition is good, if you're open to possibilities and opportunities, if you're open to be teachable and coachable, if you are open to new adventures, stop saying no to your dreams and start saying yes. And let's get them done. Say yes. Then we have fun figuring it out. It's all part of life's adventure, living your best life now. What is on your list that you keep saying no to? And let's turn that no into a yes and watch the possibilities happen. That's it from me for today for Before the Dirt Nap podcast number 1116. Just say yes. That's all it is. Just say yes. You are one yes away from making your dreams come true. Is it time to say yes? Yesterday we were talking about it's now o'clock. Now we're putting a little more pressure on. It's time to say yes. Have a super fantastic sparkling evening, and we'll catch you guys back here at 6 p.m. tomorrow. Hei konara. Do, 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 do.